This is the first proper sports-related project that I had. One of the objectives that we were trying to answer was how can we make sure that we can produce a sports kind of like commercial ad that feels uniquely Go Time. From the initial brief, we knew that we were going to be working with different athletes. But at the same time, they wanted to make sure that in this sports campaign, we can find a way to tie in the messaging of the bank and how banks are there to support the different athletes out there also through Go Time banking. I remember the first internal meetings that we had. It was Paolo who thought of, what if those supporters, they came out from the person, like clones in a sense. And from that idea, that's where we started, just throwing more ideas on what if they merge, what if the sequence like this, and so on and so forth. And little by little, parang that formed the general idea of there's nothing more beautiful than a team you can bank on. That simple idea, that's when we kind of had a better understanding on what our concept was and how we're going to approach it. And that's also where the first time a virtual production came in mind also. Because we were thinking, how can we shoot this in such a way na, kaya natin to show yung whole environment without necessarily going to the specific locations. Kasi we had to factor in as well the athlete schedules. Can we actually fit the whole shoot in 2 days lang ba? Like if we do locations, kaya ba natin talaga to move from one location to another? Then after doing some more research, we thought, might as well give it a try with a virtual production. And we remembered that there was a team that we visited a few years ago who were building that virtual production kind of set. And then we decided to contact them. From there on, that's where the whole pre-production process really started then also.
This project, it involved 5 months of production, 5 months of hard work. Si Direk Hiro, he really pushed for an ultimately different narrative that would not only resonate the athletes, but all the rest of the people also going through the same struggles as the athletes.
I'm not that.
One of the very first things, as an urgent priority that we needed to do, was get our partner for the LED background. Because we're talking about 5 different athletes and each athlete have their own court. So in order for us to come up with a more feasible system to shoot all these people, it can be that we have a controlled environment and it's just one big studio, and then there's just an LED screen at the background that will change depending on which athlete we will shoot. And this is the first time that Lit Lab is actually going through virtual production.
During the pandemic, when we were developing the virtual production technology, I invited Lit Lab over to show them the capability of the LED wall for advertising projects during the pandemic. The few years after I was contacted for this project for Go Time, I'm glad that Lit Lab remembered us. They contracted us to do this project.
All the environments are pretty much created or assembled, I would have to say, in Unreal Engine. More customized, brand new environment could start in a multitude of different softwares first. But for us, once our artist gives us majority of the content, we could bring it into Unreal Engine as 3D assets, manipulate it, resize it, reshape it, move it, all the shenanigans we can. It's pretty much going hand in hand, starting from the beginning in pre-prod and letting Direk, or any director in VP, know the limitations of the technology.
Hindi ko kaya yung tingin sa burger.
Out of the 6 years that I've been in Lit Lab Studios, I think this has been the most technically challenging project that I've directed. Honestly, I'm really thankful to RoboShip. They've been really helpful, guiding us throughout how this whole virtual production works. A lot of times they were the ones who were able to provide us with answers regarding questions we had working with this kind of environment. During the shoot as well, there were a lot of troubleshooting that happened, but we were all doing our part, trying to figure out to problem solve as well from the DOP's end, from RoboShip's end, from our end as well, and just making sure that we cover every single frame from the storyboard. And luckily, despite the tight schedule, luckily we were able to do it. And it's also including pa nasabay din yung photo shoot pa na nangyari. We had our DOP, si Peter, came up with an idea na lang, might as well lighting everything in 180 degrees or almost 360 degrees kind of lighting na lang para if we need to change angle or framing, other important lights are up there na. Peter was able to come up with a good solution. Another person that we worked with that's important as well was our CPD team, si Princess. It was pretty easy working with her naman. It was very important for us to get the platform dimension correct on the place where the athletes will be standing, and make sure that they have enough space for them to move around while we can cover enough of the framing if ever, let's say, we go wide shot. Hindi mapuputol yung platform or yung LED. She also provided us with other important things like the drivers, yung pang-golf, yung bicycles, even the soccer goalie, even the fake grass on the floor. Everything was there lang to make sure that everything works out. And our AD was si Direk Carlo. He did a good job, honestly, making sure that the shoot went on despite technical challenges and then problems that we had. He was very collaborative to work with. It was easy working with him. He knew what I wanted to do. I would do my best to explain the kind of emotion that I want, and he would do his best to guide the athletes to get that kind of emotions in. And there are, of course, limitations that we've had. So I'm glad that we actually got someone coming from a acting background and also because it just helped better guide the non-acting athletes. And also there's also the core team from within LitLab, and the person that I've been working closely a lot actually for this project was our project manager for this, which was CA. She's the one, she handled contacting the people and everything, and basically just managed the whole thing from pre-production to post-production as well. I've worked with a couple of times before then naman also, and we kind of understand how we both work. So I think overall, by the end of the day naman, it was a fun project. I'm just really happy with the effort that they've shown throughout the shoot and also.
It was a question of whether or not we needed a test shoot in the first place. But on the get-go, we realized, yes, we do. We also had to make sure that the bolt and the LED screen, which is our background, harmonizes together. Heck, we even needed 2 days of test shoot, but we can only afford 1. So we maximized our time, we made sure to be very efficient, and really decided which frames we just needed to test for. Our priorities were 2 things. Number 1, we had to make sure that on screen, it's realistic. The lighting and the location with the talent all come up together as if they're all in one place. Second one is basically testing the harmonization of the camera to the LED screen. There was a whole deliberation of what we needed to do next. We didn't know what the problem was. There's something off. Ultimately, after consulting with a lot of other people, we've decided it can be and possibly an LED problem. And people were suggesting to get a higher resolution LED. And that's what we did. So there was another LED test shoot day, and the P1 really looked realistic. It's so much better. After that, we were nothing but excited, anxious, and scared at the same time, but the excitement was back, and the momentum was really back from the entire team. This wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for my A&P team. So it was Miguel, our executive producer. You have Pauline and Juan, our production coordinator. Juan was really focused on the photo team during the production. And of course, we have our production executives, Claire and Bianca.
Usually in a virtual production setup, we have hardware and software considerations. Basically, the hardware is the camera tracking system and the base stations. The positional data of the tracker is also visible in the computer. The tracker there is also connected to a virtual tracker that is connected to a virtual camera. When you move the camera, the tracker inside the computer will also move the camera inside the virtual road. So that's how it's linked in the movement.
Yes, tita oh.
What I really love about this project is that it challenged me in different ways than I expected. But ultimately, I think the beauty of the project is the message. And I thought that I never would have been able to pull off this project if it wasn't for the people, the creative and passionate, talented people that I've worked with in and out of LitLab team.
Looking back at the Go Time project, definitely it was at a huge scale. I won't deny the challenges that we faced, but one of the biggest learnings I had for this project is in line with our messaging for this campaign, and that is there's nothing more beautiful than a team you can bank on. It took me a long time to realize the similarities with that message and the situation that we were in. Where if you look around, if you look at the people that's surrounding you, all these people are also like a team that you can always bank on and have your back. Then also, when realizing that, it just made the whole thing feel a lot more at ease, I guess.
Alright guys, thank you so much. That's a wrap for day 2.
Thank you to you guys as well for having our back.